I just want you to feel what I feel. I want your life to be set on fire by dirt bikes, and I want dirt bikes to take over your dreams and your vacation plans and take over your fitness goals and everything else. Probably the biggest obstacle though is buying the wrong bike. So in this video, I'm gonna recover what I've covered in the past, maybe 4 years ago, talking about the best bikes to get into this sport, to light your fire, and we're gonna do it right now. But one thing I want you to avoid is paralysis by analysis. That is overthinking this. Keep in mind that this is a dirt bike that you'll have anywhere from 1 year to 3 years based on the hundreds and thousands of people that I've talked to. We're gonna get you the right bike for right now, and let's get some seat time, let's put some gas through the tank and get your skills building and get this fire burning within you. So kind of unfortunately in dirt bikes, you really only have about 2 genres of dirt bikes. You have the race bred bikes, which is what you see on my channel, like this Sherco and this Honda over here. They have awesome brakes and they're lightweight and they have high power motors and they're just killer motorcycles, but they're race bred, even though a lot of us aren't racing with them. That's one genre of dirt bike. And then you have these other bikes that are like the trail bikes. I haven't done a lot of those things, but we're talking like Honda CRF 125F, Honda CRF 230F, Honda CRF 250F, Yamaha TTR, these trail bikes that are much less aggressive. They require less maintenance, but they're heavier and they're slower, where the race bikes are faster and require more maintenance. So with that context, I'm gonna start talking about the race bred bikes because those are the ones that light my fire. And they might be the ones that light your fire if you kind of like some of the riding that you've seen on my channel. Absolute top on my list is like the most amazing beginner dirt bike is actually the Beta 200 RR. These Betas are absolutely incredible. They have a little bit lower seat height, which is great for a lot of people, especially if you're, 5'10", 5'9", 5'7", somewhere down a little bit lower. But that 200 two-stroke does things that no other bike can do, and I still love to ride them every time I get on them. That is a bike that is unlike any other, and I highly recommend it. It's got electric start, it's got oil injection, it's got great brakes, it's got all of the things that you need, and it doesn't have too much power. It's not gonna rip your head off. But that's a bike that even experts can ride, and I absolutely love it as a first dirt bike. Hey, if you'd love to support what we're doing here at Dirt Bike Channel, one of the best ways for you to do it is use the links down in the description to Rocky Mountain ATV. I have them over on my website as well. After you click one of my links for Rocky Mountain ATV, you can buy anything they sell and I get credit for it, so thank you for using those links. Another first dirt bike that I have to mention would be a YZ125 or a YZ125X. You guys know I love the two-strokes. It's because they're simple, they're lightweight, and they're super fun, and it lays a fantastic foundation for you. You can find a lot of these bikes used, you can still go off and buy a new one, but there's a ton of aftermarket parts for a YZ125, and it will teach you how to ride aggressively, and it's got a very stable platform, chassis. The thing is like sharp as a knife. YZ125 or YZ125X, fantastic dirt bike for beginners. A couple of other bikes to put on your list would be a KTM 150 XCW or a 200 XCW. I actually prefer the KTM 200, but they don't really make that anymore. So if you're buying one used, you might be able to find that. But real similar to the Beta the Beta 200 in the fact that these bikes don't have too much power, but they still stay running a lot easier than some of the 4-strokes out there. So look for a KTM 150 XCW or a 200 XCW. Now let's talk about some 4-strokes, because there are some really great 4-stroke bikes out there depending on what you want to do. I want to talk about the Sherco 300 SEF. It's a 4-stroke. It has a little bit more of a gentle power delivery on that bike, and it actually makes a fantastic ride for a beginner and somebody who is like a seasoned vet. Don't be afraid to go Sherco because they make a fantastic motorcycle, and I love the power delivery on that 300 SEF. Another good bike would be this Honda. See, this Honda is a CRF 250 RX. It's a race bred bike, but it has really usable power band on it. Yes, these bikes will stall a little bit easier than some of the others, but I wholeheartedly recommend this Honda. It's got a fantastic chassis, it stays planted, and this would be a very good beginner bike. This one may surprise a lot of you, but I'm gonna say the Beta 390 RR. See, it's a bigger motor than I would normally recommend for anyone, but Beta has done a really nice job of making that a tame motor. The Beta 390 motor was absolutely incredible when I reviewed it, I think in 2019, and that's a bike that it's a little bit bigger, of a displacement. So if you're a little heavier, maybe 200 plus, that might be a good option for you. If you're like under 200, I think I'd stay with like the 254 strokes or that Sherco 300, but Beta 390 is a great option if you're a little bit heavier. The last race bikes that I would recommend, and I had to stand up for this one and even change my shirt because we're talking about 250 or 300 two-strokes. These bikes are absolutely incredible. You would never grow out of the power that they have. I certainly haven't after 10, 11 years of doing this. You can start out on a 300 two-stroke and you can start out on a 250 two-stroke. You've got Sherco, you've got Beta, you've got KTM, you've got Husky, you've got Gas. There are so many different models in that genre, and those bikes have this really interesting combination of power, agility, and luggability that you can't find in any four-stroke out there. Especially if you had a little bit of a little bit of experience with like other performance machines, your brain is fully developed, and you have some throttle control, you might do well with a 250 or a 300 two-stroke from any one of the brands that I've ever reviewed on this channel. So now let's talk about some of the trail bikes that you might want to look for if that's the type of riding that you think you're going to do. There's a really awesome bike that Honda doesn't make anymore. It's called the Honda CRF 250X. They still make the CRF 450X, but that's not a great bike for beginners. If you're looking for one, get the CRF 250X, CRF 250X, and that bike, you'd find it on the used markets. That's a fantastic way to get into it. Other bikes to be looking for would be a Yamaha TTR 230. In that TTR range, those are definitely more of the trail bikes. I've got a Honda CRF 125F that my daughter loves, and that is a very good trail bike, and I'll probably have that for a really, really long time because they're bulletproof. We're talking about bikes that basically can go forever. You can go a long time between oil changes, and there's not a ton of maintenance that you're doing on those things. They're basically bomb-proof. If we want to talk about a trail bike that's a two-stroke, I would go back to the Beta. It's the X Trainer or the Cross Trainer. It's a 300cc two-stroke, but it's much more of a mellow motor. It's not a bike that I'm super interested in riding and reviewing on my channel, but it is a fantastic way for you to get in this, and it's kind of a crossover between the race bikes and the trail bikes. So I know there's going to be a bunch of Beta X Trainers that say like, hey, that's not a trail bike, but I'm just saying it kind of fits in that genre of trail bikes. It's not really like a race bred enduro bike. Although it does have some tendencies to that. But it also has some really soft suspension and some really more tendencies along the trail, more mellow way. And so I bring that up to you as a two-stroke option, the Beta X Trainer. You know, I'm fully aware that there's gonna be a lot of you that are gonna kind of take issue with some of the bikes that I said. Maybe I missed something that you think is important, so leave that down in the comments. If you wanna schedule a call with me, send me an email, kyle@dirtbikechannel.com, and I can kick you back a link where we can actually schedule a call to go over this in person, not in person, but on the phone, and try to figure out what's the best bike for you, or for your girlfriend, or for your wife, or for your kid. My time is limited, but I do make some time to be able to do these personal calls with people and just kind of go through it and set your mind at ease. There's really only one wrong thing you can do here, and that's to go get like a 450 motocross bike as your first bike. The rest of the stuff, I mean, I can give pros and cons for a lot of these things. The main thing is, like I said at the beginning, I just want you to feel what I feel. I want you to have the same type of fulfillment and the same type of just like confidence building, inspiration, something to look forward to. I want that in your life. Let's get you a bike and let's get you riding that sucker, and let's get you building your skills, and let's start something amazing. This has been so powerful to me, and it's changed my life, and I'm passionate about it, as you can tell, and I want to help you gain some of that passion as well. And hopefully this video has been useful to you. Please like the video, share it with other people, and tell me what other video topics you'd like me to cover next. You can always email me, kyle@dirtbikechannel.com, follow us on social media, and until next time, leave a single track. Thanks.